me scoot.
Graham, how are you, man?
Nice playing, Phil.
Thank you.
How brutal was it out there? There's some really high scores, and you come in with a one under, I think.
I'll tell you, I've always felt the course was very fair. It was very penalizing for bad shots, and I've seen a lot of that here. And it's also rewarding on a lot of good shots, and that you can make birdies on some of the holes. But I thought there were some very difficult pin placements, and so I thought any round under par was a pretty good round.
You feel like you're flying under the radar a little bit coming into this week?
Yeah, well, I haven't played well in a long time, and although I felt like it's close, I haven't been scoring. And to finally shoot a decent number, and that feels good, and I'll try to build off of that. But the parts have felt like they've been there, but I haven't been scoring. So to get off to a good start is nice.
Can you put your finger on why the scores aren't there? As you've been starting to play better.
Very repellent pins. I mean, it just goes away, all sides of it. I mean, if you look at the pin on 13, and you look at the pin on 14, and you look at the pin on 12, like, there's no place to really land it and get it close. So they're very repellent pins, and then you have wind, and it's a hard course. But like I say though, if you hit really good shots, it gets rewarded. The greens are soft. I like it. I like the challenge of this course because you can be rewarded with birdies on some holes, and you get really penalized. And I've seen the other side of it quite a bit.
I meant more in general when you say you feel it coming around a little bit, but you haven't had the scores, the numbers haven't been there. Can you,
little things? Short game hasn't been as sharp. Haven't putted as well. My iron play hasn't been quite as good. But it hasn't felt far off. But I just haven't put it together. And so my whole thing is to just try to shoot a number, just try to score, and not really worry about the technical side right now.
Phil, just wondered what you thought about dropping out of the top 100 for the first time in forever. Is it any motivation there, or I mean, do you appreciate the long run at all after that?
I really haven't thought about it, to be honest, Bob. It was a cool run. I was there in top 50 for a long time, top 100. I haven't played well lately, and I just want to play well. It just feels good to play good golf, and there's nothing physically inhibiting me from playing good golf. I've been mentally making the game harder than it is, and I just need to fix that. Just think a little bit better.
You're playing next week, Phil. I think. What are your pre-Augusta plans?
I'll play Honda. I'm not in the match play. Most likely I'll play Valero, and then the Masters.
When will you head up to Augusta? Just on your own?
I probably won't. I usually like to go the week before, but there's a tournament that week, so I probably won't.
What do you think? I guess I was curious about some of the newcomers last November. What do you think is it gonna be learning a course all over again when they get there in April?
It's hard to say. Possibly, but it's hard to say. I don't anticipate it ever playing like as soft as it did last time. I was surprised the winning score wasn't even lower. As the receptive as the greens are. If you can hit a 5-iron and have the ball just stick, the guys out here are so good that they're not going to make a lot of bogeys. And I was surprised it wasn't even lower. I don't anticipate that being the case, but you just never know.
Yeah, thanks.
All right, good. One more, Will.
One more. Phil, what's the process been like for you switching from physical side of the game to more mental side of the game as you look to turn things around?
Yeah, that's a challenge. It's certainly a challenge, and it's always come kind of pretty easily for me to visualize and play fearless and see the shot clearly. And when that's not happening easily and you actually have to sit down and work on it, it is a challenge. But what I have found over the years is when I struggle in a certain area of my game and I talk about it or I discuss it with other people or teach what I've learned, I end up being more conscious of what I need to do, and it actually helps me fix it.
All right. Thanks, Phil. Appreciate
Thanks,
it.
guys.